that no, this is a tenure position. You cannot move the person until their tenure expire. So be it. That's the law. We can break the law. So I hope that the government will take heed. It's important to respect the law of the republic. We're not a democratic period. So we need to respect the law.
So,
all we look for is to respect the law, and that's what we did.
Looking at the common people are losing their jobs at various places as well. Not just only tenure position holders. They are the ones that feeling the pinch the most. They got nothing.
You gonna lie? AB, when you are angry and you let the wrong people thinking that they are the savior is wrong. You understand? We were in opposition before. If you employ poor people that have the minimum, and somebody come to power and believe that because they associate with other people, they have to be taking on job. This is very bad. That's not good. No leader can do that, you know. And what, $50 job, $100 job? You mean the government that come to power, that came to rescue, cannot even give a $50, $100 job or lead a citizen on that job? This is wrong. It's wrong. It be everything that they're doing wrong, and we know that. You know, but again, the peace of Liberia is the most important. It's the most important, and that's why we in accordance with the law. You know, this is wrong. People supported the Unity Party. I came to power. I left them there. These are citizens of the country. But you can employ a Senegalese man and you refuse to employ a Liberian. Is that what it is? No, it's wrong. It's wrong. Everything that they're doing is wrong, AB. The disrespect is wrong. Breaking our laws is wrong. And the old men know that. Bwaga know that. Bwaga know that. When we were there, the Bwaka, we used to go to him, even fee Bwaka because of his title. You know what I'm saying? Make him comfortable because of a title. But you see what he's doing? You get a lot of gangsters around here and thinking that Liberia is afraid of gangsters. It's a lie. It's a lie.
Wow. But you should be concerned as well. Why it is true that you're in opposition, you should be concerned. You also have a responsibility to maintain the peace of the country. Though the burden has shifted on the government to maintain the peace.
AB, I've always kept the peace of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
During Ellen time, I've kept the peace. During President Dota, I kept the peace. Amos Sawyer time, I kept the peace. Charles Taylor time, I kept the peace. I have never broken anything in this country. I work for peace in our country, and I'm on record. Even the United Nations know that I work for peace. So I'm not trying to break the peace. What I'm telling you that those people that say they came to rescue us, they are breaking the laws of the Republic, and it is wrong. If you can't see it, AB, it is wrong. It is wrong. Because in the government that I serve, tenure position was respected. Today, you can say that you're taking the person off because he associated with somebody. No, but you see, we are different. The respect I have for Ellen Johnson, I kept that respect. And the respect I kept for her, to respect the laws of the Republic. I even work with Ellen Johnson as a peace ambassador. You understand? So, I don't have a issue of keeping the peace of the country. Of course, we are peaceful, but we will not allow people to break our laws and then intimidate people, and we just sit. That would never happen. You know, we in opposition. Ellen Johnson, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, let me give her the respect because that's somebody that I respect so much. She did some things that we disagree, and we went to her and spoke to her. By the rule of law, you know, we have the right to protest, and we protest. We went to Ellen, and she understood that. She came on the table and we talked. You understand? They respecting leaders that are traveling, and you refuse for them to use the laws that they build, and Liberians sit down there and say yeah, it's right. No, it's not right. If the Bwaka man, he was not even president, and we gave him a VIP all the time he's traveling. What you're doing is wrong, and you need to wake up. Those things are wrong. Those things are wrong. Everyone said that. You want that change? Bwaka was not a change. Bwaka was never the change. Those few people that believe that all the years, almost 171 years, they left this country, they wanted to come back because of where they were, there was no greener pasture. They think that they can get in Liberia and lie, say they came for a change. There's never came for a change. Why they changing? To break the laws is why they changing? No. We wait, there will be a period and we'll check. But again, like I said to all citizens, and that's what you saw today, in the ring, go to have your program and be peaceful. Enjoy yourselves. Be together, recalibrate. You know what I'm saying? Regain the people confidence. And Liberians are there. You got some sound Liberians that believe that we were the right group. Yes, I'm not saying that everything was roses. No, but we fought for this country in the midst of pandemic. Liberia shine amongst a great nation. So what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So the disrespect to our citizens is wrong. It's wrong. You know, it's wrong. Respect the law. I did not bring 10 jobs. We met it. The Unity Party left it with us, and we respected it. So what's going on? Is it that Bwaka angry because during early time there were 10 jobs, and he want to break it because you are not happy? Is that why he's saying to us? Because the 10 job, I didn't do it. I made it there, and I respected the laws of the republic. And also, thank you for this time, for giving the opportunity. But there will be a time we hope that our people realize that we made a mistake. We made a mistake. We're in a new era, and they send us back to the old era. We need to correct that.
And the government need to really invest. The people like you that get the type of structure. They come say even if you are just be getting $1 million for the budget year, every year they give $1 million. You imbalance.
If I were president of this country, God show you His wonder. You know what believe it. We take judgment for what? You're not football.
Yeah.
A football is very country. A football bring medicine in the head.
No.
We have to Ellen Chancellor because she's from Harvard University.
Yeah.
What will the board do for him? No passion for development. Then Umo Joshua will put the meanest man in the whole world.
Yeah.
Me.
Connections there, you not get it.
You have no connection.
Yeah. Just say that all kind of things that just happen here. You know, I'm sure no he, no tea.
When he was 12 years older, Ellen did not want him to become president. So Ellen did not introduce him to many leaders. Ellen was doing her thing on her own. She was traveling from country to country and kept a man in a garage for 12 years, according to Boyka himself.
Yes.
That means he was not empowered to.
Let me unmute. Okay, good evening to all of you, wherever you are. And no matter what the circumstances are, I want to say hats up to all of you, wherever you are. It's great joining us tonight, right here on this very day. And we are grateful that we are here, but due to dedication and commitment, and we are here to work together. And I want to say thanks to my producer, and who's right there with you. And together we're going to have this show done because it should be done at all costs. And that's why we are here tonight. And we are not in live studio, but somewhere alongside and on a presidential duty where the former president has come to attend to some matters, and this is where we are, and we are attending to that. So we have to be here. And again, we don't want to give excuses. We are not people who are full of excuses. So we are here tonight, and we're going to do what we can. Tonight we're going to have our diaspora guys joining us for the talk, the diaspora talk segment of Face the Issues. We're going to have Prince Sharif. He's going to join us alongside and William Bra, as we said. So William Bra will come on and join us tonight. And we also expect Medicine Yadolo, and Medicine Yadolo will also join us. So it's going to be a crack team, and most of the interviews and so forth, and I will try to do it together. Newton Tukpa is going to be alongside me because of the current engagement, so he's going to be hosting our guys from the studio point, like he's hosting me now. So the moment the guys come up, we'll be able to put it on. So I want to say welcome to the program, Face the Issues, right here on Kings 88.5. Today is Friday, and remember, we are going to be having our cash giveaway. The weekend's edition of the jackpot is star and 79 star 25 hash for 25,000. That's what you're going to be getting. Star 79 star 25 hash is what you're going to be getting, 25,000. So we are right here tonight on this very day. 18 minutes past 8 is the time check in Liberia, and we hope everything is okay there with you. Newton Tukpa, how's everything with you?
Everything is okay. Everything is okay, boss.
I know it's not easy. The town is shaking up. Yeah, well, we are getting there little by little.
Yeah, we are trying to cope with the situation. It's a such a time, such a situation. So cope with things.
Situation. Yeah, and I remember recently you traveled to Bon County, where you were able to meet with folks there during the Decoration Day. I know your experiences was quite somewhat. It wasn't easy.
Yeah,
that was the first time you went back home since you transitioned to Monrovia.
Honestly, that was the first time. So the excitement was too much. You know, I saw a lot of people, a lot of my friends. They were too excited. They were too excited to see me.
Yeah.
But
and I know that's part of that.
Yeah. And another thing is that, you know, Kings FM is one of the biggest radio stations in Liberia. That is something that, nobody can dispute. So in fact, and not knowing, both of these guys have been following me on the television, on the live podcast, when we're doing the news and whatnot. So they've been admiring us. So when I went, the only thing they could say, "Oh, Newton, yes, we're happy to see you." I was like, almost like, you know, imagine almost like a diaspora, somebody who left Liberia and went to the diaspora and returned by, you know, that kind of reception. I can receive it. So
you're a big boy now.
That was it was quite fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's good, and I know you're going to do fantastic well, and of course, it's going to be very great. There are several other guys. Bon County has produced best brains, and I'm one of those persons who has a lineage with Bon County, the likes of Clarence Jackson, and the likes of Pavle Kamara. All of them, they have traces from Bon County. When you call them up, Bon County never disappoints, and that's why a person like you, we are very proud of you joining our team. Bon County is where when you visit, it never disappoints. They always have bread brains there. And thank you so much for joining our team. Yeah, but I know when you went there, in terms of governance, performance, and so forth, that wouldn't have been something that wouldn't be talked about, especially why it was true that it was Decoration Day. People wouldn't be able to have observed such a day without discussing some politics. How did you see the communities there? Why are there receptions towards governance?
The reception, the thing is, Chief, almost everywhere, they see news, they see information, they see situation is everywhere. So everywhere you go, you see Liberia talking about, you know, the current situation in the country relative to the economic situation, the hardship and all of that. So yes, that was just almost the same thing, the normal discussion about how things are difficult in the country. There's no job opportunities. A bulk of the youth were complaining about, you know, imagine they don't even have nothing to do to sustain themselves. Some of those people who in high schools and they are unable to afford, you know, their school fees and all of that. And bulk of them survive only by burning charcoals. So yeah, that's why they survive. By burning charcoal. Some people were farming and all of that. So it's so pathetic.
Wow, and that's good. And the nation will
Yeah.
improve. They should be strong enough and depend heavily on themselves. It's just that the government should provide the avenue for that. That's all we crave for. But people should know that the bulk of
And
it rests with ourselves. Mhm.
when I visited Masanshu, Masanshu is one of the areas where the former president George Weah built several housing units. So I
Okay.
decided to visit, to then visit the town and to see how people were actually making use of those housing units there. So when I went there, I tried to, I just decided to quiz some of those people who are currently residing in those
Mhm.
housing units, and they
You
was
know.
like, okay, for we missed the former president, we missed George Weah, we really missed George Weah. Had it not been George Weah, we wouldn't have been in this kind of modern housing units. Imagine people who
Uh-huh.
were living in huts, makeshift structures, and in fact, doing the dedication, I was there. So up to now, if you go in Bone County, Massachusetts, and the people who are there, they are they are so much grateful to the former Liberian president George Weah. Yes, and if you go there now, you see these housing. They are boarding. Almost all of the facilities are in those housing units. They get inside bathroom. Imagine some of those old folks who were living in thatched kitchen, who were living in those makeshift, structures and what have you, living in the most modern facilities that were constructed
Mhm.
by the former president.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. And I think that's quite fantastic. It's nothing but, and he's one person who will always see to it that things work out the best way they can. But again, with God, all things are possible. And thanks for the latest updates. And it's always like that. And the total tap belt in the pools, how do you call the other areas? Batala. Yeah, those are the bigger towns along the way there. You have Sarala, you have Weala. Yeah, those are the areas you have, the bigger areas you have along the route there. These are areas where
Yeah.
politics are always centered. Yeah, you have people discussing politics at all length and then at any length, especially in those areas. And I'm really proud that what people are now gravitating towards it's like politics is now becoming everyone's business. During those days, people used to say, "No, it's left with the politicians." But it's good that with the level
Yes.
of education that we are now providing and the kind of sensitivity that we are now providing is sinking deep into the heads of the people. And I think politics is now everybody's business. And it is good. It will take our country somewhere where we don't leave decisions to be made by few persons and then it's affecting majority. Politics is now everybody's business, and everyone now having interest in politics. I think that's the kind of work that's the impact of the kind of work that we continue to do, and we think it's helping our country, and I think it's taking us to another level. Our decision that we'll make, it will be very essential. Now we are faced with a situation where we have competitive governance now. You have a Joseph Boaka
Yeah.
administration versus a We Are administration, so you can know their governance styles and the citizens are participating in the analysis. They are participating into the comparison of governments now. That's what they are doing. We are town that they want you to happen. They want you to happen. Unlike those days where people never had time for those things. But now I think
Yeah.
it's quite interesting that everyone else. So it's difficult that the media even deceive the public. It's difficult because our people themselves, they have their Facebook, they have live, everything they are looking at. There's nothing you can hide from the public now. You can pay all the media not to talk about the bad things, but it's there sinking right into the hands of the people in their phones. They are seeing it. In fact, they will be questioning, but why the media not reporting this thing? We are seeing it. The people themselves are seeing
Exactly.
the
That's
things going live. There's nothing media can do to cover up anything. And I think that is very much important. And I think is good. So we'll be able to be joined if you get William Broad there, if he logs in, and then you get William Broad there, that will be okay. Then we can have him on, and I think others as well, and we hope they can come on. Okay, so Prince Sharif will now be left with you, Newton Tupa. He's just joined us. So you and Prince Sharif can now continue from the Prince. How's everything with you, Mr. Sharif?
Yeah, we are grateful. Thank you so much for the ask. We are grateful. We are doing well and fine here. We give God, the Almighty Allah, the glory for another opportunity. We are fine.
I like that. Yeah, so it's good that Prince has come on. So Prince, I'm way here like you. I'm in the air. I'm not on the ground this time. I'm in the air like you. So we both are from distances. so So it's good that you've joined us here, and we are very happy about that. So today you are going to co-host the show alongside Newton Topa, and those specific issues we talk about. First, the Nimba County by-elections. The denial of Profile Key by the National Elections Commission is the topic to talk about. The late coming in of the Liberia Council of Churches to condemn the vehicle issue as to why only the vehicle issue. There are other bigger issues that are happening in this country. Why are they coming up now and talking about cars? Why are they stepping up now and talking about cars? Those are concerns. We are not saying they're not supposed to condemn. We're taking them out of their shells, but we don't know why they are focusing on cars and other issues that even border on morality and the issue about governance and all those issues. So they are very essential. We will be talking about that as well. And we'll be able to dig deeper into the car itself. Why is it that JMB is prioritizing car now when he even told us proud to his excellency that he can even ride a wheelbarrow and to go to the mansion, meaning we are and his group were very wasteful, buying expensive cars while the citizens were suffering. So he could even ride a wheelbarrow to be able to go to the mansion. Why is he now buying Lexus and something? And of course, and those things, those are things that we're going to be talking about here tonight. And William Bros just joined us, and I want to say thanks to William Bro for joining us as well tonight. So it's very essential for all of us. So I want to say welcome to you, William Bro. How's everything with you?
Thank you, Teacher. We are here in class to take our exam.
Yeah, so William, it's good that we are here. So we can now start with some of these things. But those are the topics we have tonight. The Nimba County by-election, the Liberia Council of Churches condemnation of car issue, why now, and why only car issue that they are coming up with. And so we'll try to talk about that as well. And of course, we'll try to lay in on Joseph Boakar's and lack of priorities, as we are sensing as people continue to suffer. He himself just alluded recently that the young people, they need jobs. If they don't get jobs, then of course he and his administration will be in trouble. And by extension, we Liberians as well, because the young people will be into our homes, stealing, involving themselves into unorthodox things. We all will suffer that. So I think it's very important. It's very important that we touch on those. So it's good that we are here. Yeah, we can kick the ball rolling now. Everyone is listening, and of course they are ready to hear from us tonight, right here on this very time. I'm way afar. Network will be a challenge for me from where I am, but I'm here with the former president of the Republic of Liberia. He had come to attend a sun wedding, and it was quite an elaborate one again. As he was making a way, you could see people parking and yelling and sharing. You know, everywhere he goes, I don't know, people just wish that 2029 was just tomorrow. Why would we have a government that just... And then you see people dreaming of 2029 as though it has to be tomorrow. But anyway, if there is any sound, you know, pre-Sherry and that William Bro, we did all of the signs. You know, the elementary signs that we ever did, when even if you're a DOS student, they used to have the minus sign, the plus sign, the division sign, and we have what sign again? The multiplication sound. Those are the 4 basic sounds that they used to teach us when we were in elementary school, right? But if there's any sound that the Unity Party does not want to see now that the minus sign, you never see it because the years are minus see. Unity Party don't want to see minus. I'm just kidding. So I want to say welcome to you guys. It's good that we are here.
Teacher, you were very good in mathematics.
Yeah, the minus sign. You know the minus sign me taking away from you. So you know the part of dealing with minus now.
Your first degree, you got it in what?
The first degree, no, in sociology. I never did these sciences. So I went straight to the art courses because when I do easy with these sciences.
Yeah, that because you are passing through plenty also. So maybe the time posted was there, it was plenty for your brain.
All right, so pre-Sherry, we can kick the ball rolling.
Yeah, sure, definitely. So again, we just want to join Teacher Light to say welcome to everyone that is joining us. It is always a privilege when we have an opportunity to be on the platform. And we want to say to our many listeners from around the globe, do us a favor, invite somebody, share the show with somebody, in your various group chats, and be able to, inform them that we are here. Those of you in the community, just give us a bit of volume wherever you find yourself. Those of you joining us from, the various counties, we want to say, my people, you're welcome. And again, we want to welcome all of you. Let's have a nice time. Join us in the comment section and let's interact. But again, we want to say that this platform, because of the value of this platform, we will not tolerate any, insult. So yeah, you can disagree, whatever you want to disagree. But again, we just say be warned because there are people who are watching you. So even if you disagree and you want to be very, very, abusive, we will not tolerate you here. So again, we want to say thank you so much. We are here with our brother Newton and also our brother, William Bro. It's always a privilege sharing the platform with you. So we will look at the very, very first issue that has to do with what is happening in Nimba, with the Nimba by-election. So my brother Newton, I think you are the one hosting us now. We are just co-pilot on this particular plane. So it's over to
Okay.
you, sir, as we deliberate. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys. And I'm so excited to see you guys joining us from the diasporas. It's quite fantastic and all of that. So William, like you were saying, the by-election in Nimba County, and it's an issue that we need to look at. We need to look at very critically and carefully. The reason I'm saying that we need to look at it critically and carefully because this by-election is like a litmus test. Yes, it will determine 2029 election, the manner and form in which this election will be conducted, and it will have what a negative or positive impact on 2029 election. So that's why I said we need to look at it critically and carefully, because in past elections, 2023 elections, and we followed the electoral process, and we understood that there were some electoral malpractices, to be specific, in Nimba County, and now we have a by-election in the same Nimba. So it raises concerns. So we need to look at it from that perspective. Hello, are you getting me? You getting me, William?
Yes,
Prince?
I'm getting you.
Prince, are you getting me?
Yes, sir. You are loud
Yeah.
and clear.
So
I'm
that's
getting you
what I'm.
very, very well.
Yes. So, yeah. So that's why I raised the concern. I said we need to look at it because this election, this by-election in Nimba County, will what are the manner and form in which it will be conducted, whether good or bad, and it will have what a negative or positive impact on 2029 election. So it's a very key election we need to look at.
Definitely.
Definitely. I do agree with you. And I don't know if you want me to start, my brother William, then I will. But if not,
Yes, you
okay.
can go ahead,
So
Prince. You can go ahead.
yeah. So
Lay it out.
okay. So the Nimba County by-election is very cardinal for us as Liberians. It's very, very cardinal. There are many reasons why the election there in Nimba is very cardinal. As you may be aware, that Nimba played a very, very significant role when it comes to our body politics. When you look at the previous elections, the two elections we have had, I mean the presidential election, numerically, Nimba County, has been very, very, very strategically placed in terms of numbers, and the late senator, that is Senator Prince Johnson, also played a very pivotal role.
Yeah,
He was quote unquote considered as the
honestly.
godfather of Nimba County. So, being the godfather of Nimba County, to some extent, he influenced the votes in that particular county. So, right now, it is not only about the election, but it is about who the people are going to look at to be, let's say, one would say, replacing the honorable late senator, that is Prince Johnson, who is going to be the godfather in terms of the political arena. So it's not just only voting for somebody who
Mm,
is just a senator, but also somebody who will be able to take that place, as one who will be able to lead the people of Nimba in making some critical decision. And it's very important. that people should not be able to deceive themselves right now and say that, well, because of the death of, or the late senator, and some of what we saw, some of the traditional, let's say, display that we saw, that automatically
Yeah.
gives an individual the right to say, well, this man is a godfather, or power has been transferred to him. No, remember, we are in a dispensation where the generation of voters are more vast. The generation of voters now are looking at you based on the issue. They are looking at agenda. They are not looking at, well, those days where people will say, well, this individual, he was the one that did this for us, he was able to capture this area or redeem the county in terms of, the political or the civil war that we had. Now, it's not about that. People must understand that people are going to be looking at the agenda of this individual. Now, what you have to offer to the county, what is your agenda, for example, as it relates to the development of the county in terms of education? What is your agenda as it relates to uniting the people? So these are things that people will be looking at, and not be looking at this old politics that, yeah, the man is too over the Moa and say, hey, I know, say they play here, that mean they want to capture the Moa, or that mean they want to capture this. Now, this is where you are about to see what we call a politics void of, one would say, intimidation. Because I can tell you for sure, it's debatable that some people voted, to some extent, their vote was to some extent giving, one would say, because of some level of fear or intimidation, because they believe that they held, certain sacred duty to somebody who fought and liberated the country. So now we are not talking about people who fight. We are not talking about that. So that other politics or somebody fighting to, do
Yes.
this is
It's
completely
no
out.
longer
So,
available.
thank you. It's no longer available. So
Yeah,
the
out.
people are looking at the agenda of these candidates, what you are bringing, what have you done, how have you worked with the people of Nimba in ensuring that the education sector, in that particular county is vibrant? How have you worked with the people in showing that, you can be able to develop the human resource capacity of the people of Nimba, knowing very well that Nimba is becoming gradually the breadbasket or a very huge economic hub of our nation. So the people will be looking at that particular lawmaker that is able to amalgamate, forces in that particular place and make that particular place secure, make it attractive, and etc. So these are things that people will be looking at, and not the politics of old. Not the politics of old. Somebody will say, how the first captain, how the first general, how the one fire, how the first bullet. No, these things are
Yeah,
no
yeah.
longer, going to work. They are not going to take effect. And we must understand that the vice president, before I just close on this and give our brother the opportunity, the vice president of the Republic of Liberia, unfortunately, has already set the path for the campaign, which is a very bad path. We listening to his statement, and his statement was not indicative of someone who is, a peacemaker, someone who wants to unite his people. But again, I just want to pause here as I gave our brother the opportunity, and then we'll come in if the need be. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you, Prince. So, Willem, it's up to you.
Yeah. Thank you, my brother Newton, and thanks to my brother Prince Sharif, one of the great guys for our own revolution. And I want to say greetings to the audience, especially those that follow him via Facebook and maybe YouTube, and also those that follow him via the radio land. Today is a privilege for us to come here to exchange ideas and then to give our own give some synopsis on issues that are affecting our country. With respect to the topic of Nimba, one thing we have to understand is that Nimba is a very strategic county politically when it comes to our country, because it is the second county with the highest votes or voters in
Population.
our country, next to Mosorado. But it being from 2005, when you look at the history, when we just came from the Civil War, it was Prince Johnson who was controlling that particular area. And then you could understand, there were politics had dispensational changes. By that time, most of the population in our country were traumatized, especially when it comes to after the Civil War, where you have the Nima people, the Crown people, and other tribes that were involved into the Civil War on tribal issues. So Prince Johnson managed to cajole these people, and he got political relevance in advocating for them. He's saying, oh, you know, I fought for you. So at that time, then that most of the population, people were traumatized and people were looking for defense for their own group. So Prince Johnson won. Even when you look at it, at the same time, Ase Yanambo also won in Grand Gila County because he was the leader for Bodere at the time. So but the two tribes were looking for someone who defended them during the Civil War. So that dispensation was about protecting ourselves from any intrusion because we were traumatized and thinking that anytime war could come. So we have someone to defend us. So that politics works at that time based on the dispensation that was existing. Today, after more than 18 years of Senator Johnson rule, peace be to his ashes, and he departed us today, he's died. This another dispensation is different. This dispensation now is about development. Who you think going to advocate? Who you think going to attract development to your county? That's the dispensation now, not jumping over Prince Johnson body. No, that thing is scam.
Yeah.
As we will say in our local parlance. So it is not the issue of who will jump over Prince Johnson body to take the spirit and say, okay, you are one now that going through. No. That's a dispensational change. If you look at one of the county, the most progressive county after Mosorado is Nimba County. Whether you like it or not, that's a county that progressive. Significantly, that county is progressive. Someone will say, oh, because of road. No. It's because of road connected to Grand Basso, road connected to Makibi, road connected to Bon County, to Bombing County, to Bon County. Before you even go to Nimba. So all the counties have road connectivity, but they are not progressive as compared to Nimba when it comes to development. So the Nimba people normally, they are progressive people when it comes to development, which I must give them that context. So right now, if we look at the whole issue, we expect them to be voting on the basis of progressivity with respect to who can represent them. Now, if you look at the whole situation in Nimba, since the death of Prince Johnson, there is no clear-cut individual that could be so-called godfather, as people may say, or godmother, or others will describe it. I believe that one of the key things that will play out in the Nimba politics will be tribalistic politics, because there was a formula that was played in the 2020 election, or the Guns election, not 2020, but in 2024, when Jeremiah Kuhn ascended at the level of the vice presidency. And then the Prince Johnson, they were talking about who to replace, and they brought out thing, Nimba man and Gio man. And so the other senator became senator based on the Manon tribe. And when you look at the demographic of that county, the Gio people constitute larger amount. So you see now Jeremiah Kuhn want to tap into that tribalistic politics to push Koga. But one thing about politics, that's why you see Africa keep coming down, because our politics are based on tribalistic, regional, and what have you. Which politics shouldn't be based on that? Politics should be based on meritocracy, visionary, people who have a vision, people who want to push the agenda of the society, disregard the gender, disregard the tribe, disregard the region. So I just heard the Koga man talking at Ide Gongo. If you were asking me for my opinion, the Nimba people shouldn't vote on the basis of tribal politics. Say, oh, because one man, there's another man. No. The current situation takes for competent people that will push your cause for your country to keep being progressive. Right now, if you look at the other people who in that race, maybe want to push something, they will just come and dance in the tribal politics to be arranging themselves, which we shouldn't be going for our country. We want to have a problem. So for now, when other questions comes in, I will push further to give more enlightenment on the issues that's on discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, William. Thank you, William and Prince. Just because almost all of us are saying the same thing. So like you said, this time around in Nimba County, the people are now trying to graduate from tribal politics. And now what's going to happen is that all of the candidates who are in the election, people who are in the by-election, who are contesting for the seat, the vacant seat left by former Nimba County Senator Prince Johnson. I don't know what are their political manifestos. As to what are they discussing, what are their platforms, what are some of those things that they're going to intend to do if they win the election and all of that. For me, what's going to happen is that because there's no godfather, like Prince said, there's no godfather in Nimba County. So it's like Nimba County is open. So everybody now is fighting. Everybody wants to show supremacy. The vice president wants to show supremacy, and you find other candidates like Councillor Yelu, you find the Edith Gonglo, where they are there trying to show supremacy. But the thing is, yes, everybody trying to show supremacy. We agree. So it's good that the people of Nimba County are now going to vote on the basis of tribal politics, and like Prince said, when we came from the war, people was traumatized. They fed from that psychological effect for the civil unrest and all of that. So people were making decisions on the basis of who going to defend their county, like Prince Johnson did during the Liberian Civil War, like in Grand Gila County, like you spoke about, like the former Grand Gila Senator Axel Yenebu and the rest of the guys. So everybody was trying to defend themselves, but this time around, it's not going to work like that. I'm sure people are going to vote people or leaders who has the impetus to shift the paradigm of the county. Nimba County is the second populated county in Liberia, other than Montserrat. So from Montserrat, you go to Nimba County. So like you said, you was not wrong. When it comes to development, road connectivity, Nimba County is there. I'm sure they don't want to deviate from their developmental initiatives, some of the good things they're doing in their county. So on the basis of that, they're going to elect somebody, because after Prince Johnson has gone, so the county is open now. Who's going to reconcile them? So anybody who will win this election, or anybody who expected to win this election, the person have a responsibility. One responsibility I see is that you have to reconcile the people, because the people are divided. Prince Johnson was holding them together, but now everybody's going their way. Everybody following their own leaders that they choose. But that, unlike in the past, where Prince Johnson used to decide, Prince Johnson said, we're going this way, like it happened in the presidential election, where whenever Prince Johnson spoke that, yes, my people, we have to vote for the president, you see, the people follow him. The people listen to him back then. So now it's not going to work like that now. So everybody following their own leaders. So whoever wins that has a major responsibility, and that responsibility that I think is to reconcile the county. That's the first priority that I look at. They have to reconcile the county, bring the county together, because I'm sure people have some animosity. People have some difference in the county. Following the death of Prince Johnson, we heard there were rumors around, surrounding the death of Senator Johnson, and so all of these things they have to look at it clearly. They really need to look at it. For me, that's what I'm looking at. So that if you heard me asking the question, what are their political manifesto? What do they intend to do? Why they want to be senator? These are essential questions. So upon resuming the post as senator, what are your 100 days deliverables? What in the first 100 days? What are you going to do? What are your deliverables? So these are things.
If I'm coming, my brother Newton, with this, I think you have, really made it very simple, outline it to our people, like my brother Williams also, said. But there are a few things that we must be able to get in this particular by-elections. The first thing that I see is that whoever the Unity Party is supporting, in that particular election, that I know will be that of, Koga, has a major minus already. He has a major minus. And that is coming from the office of the vice president. Remember that the vice president is not only, the vice president of the Republic of Liberia, but he is a son of Nimba County. And like you rightly said, this issue of people or certain tribes, especially, one would say the minor tribe, has been marginalized for a very long time. You know that even the appointment, even in the previous government, where some minors, some minor people complain, in fact, that most of the positions were given to the Geo Black and stuff like that. So these people have complained, and some few, like for example, those in the Babli district there, those that from the Nimba and the Grand Gita South there, they've also complained also of marginalization. This has been something that the people have complained on for a very long time. So the vice president, who is the vice president of the Republic of Liberia and a son of Nimba County, I believe that he shot the first bullet in the legs of the one who he support. But that particular tribal politics, by saying that, this is not, a minor thing, minor should stay away, that guilty. I think that was the front line of minors that he gave to his own, choice in that particular place. Like we said earlier, like bro also said, this is about an agenda. When you listening to these people, with the exception of, one of the progressive that I've seen, Madam Edith Gonglo Way, that I've seen, but when you're listening to these people, it is not about an agenda. Like, for example, even when you're listening to Honorable Koga, to my great surprise, as an elder, you should be talking about uniting the people, but telling the people about culture and how in fact when devil comes out, where the woman will be on the counter. Look, it's so redundant in this day and age where you have people, competing, where you have females, are representing their nation, their community, and etc. You're talking about devil, even our tradition as a traditionalist. Our tradition does not divulge women participation in our tradition, in our culture. Yes, there is a line of demarcation, but when you comes to politics, it's about representation. It's about, representing the people. It's about representing them, making the law. It's about seeing how best you can be able to, put their interest there. So it's not about, one will say, with no disrespect to the tradition, because I myself, I'm a traditional person, but it's not about who will bring devil, or what a man will stand or woman will stand. That is not about that. And remember, I was in Nimba during the elections, this gone 2023 election. We were assigned in Nimba. And we were able to actually, do a very, very great, let's say, a survey in that particular area. Now, when you look at the election itself, the 2023 election, one of the names that was very prominent amongst the people of Nimba was Madam Edith Gonglowe, because of her own, workings. Her name was like in fact, her name is a household name, not even like, but her name is a household name. So, she's one person that stands a better chance. And that's the reason why I think the opposition needs to be able to amalgamate forces to ensure that their votes are protected. Because there is something I'm going to tell you in the Nimba County by-election. What I know is not going to be void in that particular by-election. Intimidation will not be void of that by-election. There will be intimidation because you heard it from the vice president, who is the second man in command. So from his voice, you know that there will be intimidation. You know that there will be raking. You know that there will be ballot stuffing. You know that opposition, will be intimidated. But again, I think there is a need for the opposition black to be able to come together and ensure that their votes are well protected. Because what I saw, the experience that I, witnessed, especially when I was in Nimba and traveling to all of these areas, one thing I observed in Nimba County was the absence of observers at those various, how you call, or polling centers. That's what I observe. As one who was representing my own political institution, I observed that there are areas that we went to in some of the villages and towns, and it will surprise you to note that, look, people were not, some of our people were not even there. Even though we did that report, it is now, so one will say spilled milk or water under the bridge now, but we can say it here. That was one of the things that was really lacking. So people use that particular means to do all kind of clandestine deeds, ballot stuffing and the rest of it. So I think it is now time that the opposition must be able to make sure they have a very robust, they have a very aggressive team to be able to ensure that their ballots are protected, that each ballot that will be, cast, that it is protected. Because I am a living witness. I know what happened down there. It plays a significant role. The absence of observers, people stuff ballot. In fact, the night when that thing happened in Saclepi, where they say, the devil king, they run away with this, that, and all the other things. I was there. We were there. Our team were there that night. I even have some recording and things like that. So these are things that are very important, that the opposition must know that, number one, as I said, that it will not be void of intimidation in that particular county. It will not be void of, political, one will say, influence. But again, we want to say to the people of Nimba that are listening to us, it should not be on the basis of, who the vice president say, or who will speak Nimba, who will speak Gio, or who will speak Mano. It should be on the basis of asking you, what can you do for the people of Nimba in terms of education? What is your agenda as far as reconciling our people, as you rightly said? What is your agenda in ensuring that Nimba is the bread basket or the hub, the economic hub of Liberia? What can you do? What are the agenda that you are going to put forth? Because as we speak now, my own county, Lofa County now, instead of the bread basket, is becoming the drugs basket of the Republic of Liberia under this particular regime. It's sad to say, but that's the reality. Instead of bread basket now, that drugs basket.
But Prince,
so, yes, sir.
I'm not cutting you up, but you see, I just want to come in with something brief. I think our brother Newton asked about the manifesto. If you look at the other side, their only manifesto they are showing is jumping over the body of Prince, that he could be the man who will ascend at that level to defend them. He's still thinking in the past, about 18 to 20 years ago, or 30 years ago.
That's a traditional manifesto.
Yeah.
That's the traditional manifesto.
No. Listen, you let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Newton. Hello.
I'm just kidding.
Newton, let me tell you something. People should stop stupefying our people. Our tradition does not warrant exposure. When you understand our tradition very well, nothing traditional that can be on camera. You getting me? So are you getting me? Are you people getting me? Definitely. Yeah. Nothing traditional. That thing that happened in Nimba was a political showmanship. It is not tradition. No real traditional people will expose their tradition to the open.
I'm getting you, William.
Yeah, except you are doing a festival, because they have traditional festival. Traditional festival, people can come in the public to display their tradition. But when you are having a genuine traditional initiation, it won't come in the public glare. That's the false thing people were trying to manifest. So let's get that straight. The second aspect is, Prince, you mentioned an issue concerning protection of votes. That's one of the things that you see Nimba people can put. Most often, when you hear Nimadian politicians talking about "I'm going to win," it is about fraud and manipulation and intimidation. So if the opposition is smart enough, they should protect the vote. But one thing, let me tell you, Prince, I don't trust also majority of the voters in Nimba. I hope my respect to the people of Nimba, but I want to say it because history is the best teacher. Today, if you will ask me, the person that have a real upper hand politically and honor a real prospecians, meaning far-sighted people, to become senator of that country, I will tell you either Gongo will. But guess what? In electoral process, when it comes to democracy, the majority care the rules. So even when the majority are myopic, they care the rules. When the majority are prospecians, they will care the rules. So what people need to do is to educate majority of the people. If you look at people right now, they could come up to say, look, since Prince Johnson died, Koga could be our next hero because we saw him jumping over Prince Johnson's body. Although man, that person can think that way and be cajoled like that. I don't trust most of the people in Nimba when it comes to voting. For me, I'm brought saying it. That's my point of view. I don't trust them. It need real work. It need real education. Most of the people in Nimba are well educated and smart. But guess what? There are majority of them who may not think that way. So they could be carried away by Prince Johnson jumping over the body, that political showmanship, and they go there. So the opposition, if they are in Nimba and want to work, they need to work very, very hard to get that vote. Or else, them will manipulate and he will come up victorious. Let me not joke with him. Let me not work and cloak on that one. People need to work. It's a serious issue. You need to work on the mentality of the voters, and you need to work to protect and eliminate intimidation. because there will be intimidation and there will be fraud. So if you put your mechanism into place to know the amount of polling places and you train 2 pool watchers per polling places, which we did because I served as a trainer for pool watcher for CDC in 2017. I was one of the trainers that trained people in Southeast. If you train pool watchers very well, you put them to polling places, trustworthy people, you protect that vote with communication intact, you get the people intact, and you preach the election by good messaging. By telling the people, look, it's about time for Nimba to go this way, make the message clear, then you will have a chance of winning. Other than that, leave it, Koga will win. I'm just telling the fresh truth here. So people should work on that. If you're in the opposition, it's not a political issues here. The people of Nimba, no, don't trust them when it comes to voting issue. They can vote funny way because they just feel that person Koga John overbring Johnson party, and so they will follow. Oh, that Gio man, we need to get one Gio man there because one Mano man there. They can just go like that and vote it. So that's my point.
Yeah, and to just come in with this, if I'll be allowed by our captain here on this particular ship, Newton. You
Prince, go
you know,
ahead.
yes, sir. You see that, like you rightly said, and I want to just buttress this. It is important right now that the opposition candidate begin to push this issue of an agenda and not tradition, because, like I said, the vice president has already shot himself in the legs by his divisive politics, by his politics of division, his politics of fear, his politics of intimidation. Why would you want to use a public medium, you as the vice president, that your issue will not be about an agenda, but it will be about man people you're not for you? Or somebody will say, well, we already had two, candidates from this particular block, so it should be from this particular block. No, it's not about black, but it's like we are all saying it's about agenda. And when you look at, I am not the spokesperson, of Madam Edith Gonglo Ware. I'm not the spokesperson, but I think what her team should actually be focused on, the message should be, what have you done for the people? And if I may just, maybe, say a few things about her, we all know that Madam Edith Gonglo Ware is somebody, who have worked for that particular county for a very long time. In 2009, we all know that she was the one who, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf reposed that confidence in to serve as a kind of, a superintendent of that particular county. And she did exceptionally well. It was under her leadership, actually, that the Nimba University was, established, or that Nimba University, was introduced under her leadership. In fact, under her leadership, we saw that she really did well. Today, what we are experiencing or are seeing in Nimba in terms of road connectivity, under her leadership, she opened a lot of roads. She opened a lot of roads under her leadership. And in fact, what happened is that under her leadership, we saw that she was able to confront Ashla Meta and other, how you call, or concessions in that particular area. That look, there is a need for the students to benefit. So under her, stewardship as a superintendent, we saw this woman engaging the concessions in Nimba County and say, look, the people of Nimba must benefit. There is a need that this concession company must be able to support the human resource capacity of the Nimba youth. So we saw under her regime or under her leadership, we saw how she was able to put forth, the issue of education benefits for the youth of Nimba. In fact, under her regime, she was able to, put forth an agenda where the young people will be able to work in Nimba as, how you call the thing, a vocation job in these various concessions. She pushed for that agenda. And I remember at the time, each of these people were getting somewhere around $150. So she did well. Actually, Madam Edith Gonglo Ware is a real fighter. She's somebody who can actually, represent the people of Nimba better. But I will want to advise that her, team agenda should be on what she has done, what she is going to do, and should be on uniting the people instead of, what was spilled out by the vice president. That I am not disappointed, because I was even going to be surprised if he was going to alter anything like where this particular party, let's look at agenda, because this vice president from day one has been divisive. Now, you can't tell the people of Nimba. We all know how Jeremiah Kun contributed towards the death of Prince Johnson. This is a man that Prince Johnson is on record that was crying. Say, hey, my son Jeremiah Kun, that you the vice president. The people here, they come and drag me. They come and drag me. The man ran to you. Guess what Jeremiah Kunto is able to do? I get nothing to do with that thing. The only thing I would do, I will give you 5,000 for you to go and go find something to do. Jeremiah Kun, when Prince Johnson was alive, this man even disrespected the party that one would refer to. Quote unquote, one would say that party was established by Prince Johnson. We all know the NDR, Prince Johnson. So basically, it's largely, one would say, even though one would say a Nimba party, so to speak, because the founder of that particular party is a Nimbanian. So even though I know that there are other people who are part of that particular political party, but Jeremiah Kun benefited. So to come at this time, you, Jeremiah Kun, you benefited from that party. That party made you to become vice president. You became vice president, what you did? You immediately look at the party and say, the party here, I can't deal with them. You left the party for an opposition, for the Unity Party. You left the party for Unity Party, leaving the late Prince Johnson in a complete shock. So he was surprised, but when I told my son, they think, yeah, we were all coming together so that we can work together. Jeremiah couldn't betray his political godfather. When you trust somebody like that, anybody that man support will deceive and will not be in the best interest of the people of Nimba, because we saw what he did.
You're right.
The tapes are all around here. Prince Johnson was crying. It was Jeremiah Kun knew that Prince Johnson was crying on until he lead the war. Prince Johnson was crying on the day that he was going to his law. He was crying, hey, my people, that me here dying, so my own son Jeremiah Kun, you have abandoned me. And today you are coming to tell the people of Nimba that you are the one who will be able to tell them who to vote for. I think Jeremiah Kun should just keep, he should be quiet and allow the people of Nimba to do their own thing. But with what he has done, I think is a big blow to his own choice, to his own men. It's a big blow. And remember that this whole, how you call, Rick Monroe in the house, in the lower house, will also have a greater effect. It's going to have a greater effect. The whole Rick Monroe is going to have a greater effect on that particular Nimba County by election. The Nimbanians are not people who are noted for, taking on a fight that will be, disruptive. They always stand for what is just. If we put it that way, they always stand for what is just. But look at our man, are you guys Koga? Koga jump up and said that he's a majority chairman, this, that, other thing. Koga get the whole country now in a disarray. That ECOWAS got to come in Liberia and say, my people, we not even fighting. In fact, I speak to you, we're fighting war. That Koga now want to represent the people of Nimba County. When you that is supposed to be the one to unite the people of Nimba County, you supporting an illegal, a purported, the Supreme Court will say purported speaker. Meanwhile, you not correct speaker, you hard the thing. Your friend goes somewhere before you can read, you say, oh, you're coming to take over. You Koga, that you the one say you the chairman, that you the one who come and get Nimba County too. By extension, I am also a Nimbanian because I'm a Liberian. And I register in Nimba, so I'm a Nimbanian. So we and our groups that are there, these are the messages we are sending. This man who disrupt our peace caused ECOWAS to come in Liberia. In fact, he organized the group that said they must drive the ECOWAS people from in the place. Remember the first time? He said they must drive the people. Then you can't tell us you're able to represent us or you ought to represent Nimba. No. Koga is a representation of division. He is a representation of chaos. He is a representation of lawlessness. Backed by his own, vice president or the vice president of Liberia, which is unfortunate. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
So yeah. So Prince, you made a salient point, a very salient point you just raised just now, and that's what I always say. And change is inevitable. You don't expect to do the same thing, and you expect to get different results. You will not get different results, because once you continue to do the same thing, the same very thing, and you wouldn't get different results. You'll get the same result. That's what makes change inevitable. So another thing I've noticed about the election in Nimba is that I've noticed that the reason why the vice president is too much in this election is that the vice president is not making decisions based on present the reality of what's happening currently in the country, or based on the current situation in the country. That's not why he's making decisions. Some of those decisions he's making right now is political. That what I noticed, William. Some of those decisions are political. The reason I'm saying it's political is that let me make it simple. The vice president will want to contest 2029. He will want to contest 2029. So Nimba County being one of the vote-rich counties, Nimba County being one of the vote-rich counties in Liberia. So he wants to influence the election on grounds that he will support or influence somebody who will win as senator, and the person will work along with him to deliver Nimba County for his presidential bid in 2029. That's how I see it. For his yes, William. That's how I see it. For his presidential bid in 2029. So all of what happening right now, a relative or quote unquote the by-election in Nimba County, yeah, Jeremiah Kun making like the prince said, his statement are divisive. And you can, as a leader, in fact, what the role Jeremiah Kun should be playing in that election should be neutral. In fact, if I was the vice president, maybe if I would support a candidate, it would not be broad. I would support candidate on a cover, because all those who are contesting in this particular by-election are all people one way or other have connection to them. So 2029, if you should contest as president, one thing the vice president failed to understand is that if he wants to contest 2029, he will still need support from those people. And that's when he'll want to call them round table and say, oh, I'm sorry, SYZ, I didn't support you, but I want you to join me. And when we win, I will give you job, I will give you ministerial job, I will give you SYZ and all of that. So I just see it as being egocentric and narcissist. Yes, that's how I see the vice president to be, because he making decisions that will benefit his political intention 2029. That's how I look at it. William.
Yeah, and you are right. But let me tell you something about the Nimba. You see, the Nimba people, I've operated with a lot of Nimbadians. We went to school together. We became friends, and I know them. The vice president, Jeremiah Kun, first of all, is not a pure Nimbadian. A father from the southeast Sino area. He's not a pure Nimadian. It is well clear that he contributed to the death of Prince Johnson. So the Nimba people get a thing against him. They're only trying to pump us in because right now they are in. Everybody pretending on each other. He pretending on the people pretending on him. Now, he only trying to use Koga, because Koga from a group of people they call Gil, that most often they love their own. So sometimes, regardless of their own image, whether that person now have the image, they can vote for their own. So he wants to use that to rebrand his image in the eyes of the Gil people or the Nimba people. But the Nimba people know very well. Prince Johnson and Prince Sherry made a point that they with respect to how they can call Jeremiah Kun supporting Koga is a manner. That's true. But that manner may not be manifested that much because the Geo people, they have the kind of voters that sometimes love to vote for their own. That's why I want the people for the opposition to work and coin their message very well and to protect the vote. But to be frank, for how they can call for Jeremiah Kun, he's done in Nimba. Let me tell you something today. He's done in Nimba. He's just there for the time being. In fact, even when Koga or anyone that is elected as senator, which I know I pray and let us work hard for people like someone like Ile Gonglo were to win, which will bring or added profit to the people of Nimba County. That particular Jeremiah Kun man, the time you will see the Nimba people manifesting their anger against Jeremiah Kun, it will be around 2028. Watch my word. Just observe the same very well. The people of Nimba get a bad money against that particular Jeremiah Kun man. They just pretending to him, all of them on pretense. And one of the people that are capable of keeping their pretense in Liberia are the Nimba people. Maybe people don't observe it. They're capable of keeping their pretense very well. So all that thing that Jeremiah Kun on, he already lost the relevance. He gone already, but they are pretending on each other. And as time goes by, he will gradually get down to his knees. and he will lose the process. So he has no relevance. Everything that Jeremiah can do, he only doing it out of. Sometimes when I look at the big brother, I can just laugh because maybe he thinks that before he was he was one of the persons that the Nimba people love very much. They love him so much. And it was because of Prince Johnson and also the backing of the CDC, but then President Weah. But the death of Prince Johnson and the manner in which and the tapes that came off from Prince Johnson concerning the frustration prior to his death, the Nimba people get that thing in their mind and they're keeping it. Remember, he's a stepchild. They were dealt with Jeremiah Kun very well in 2029 election. Just watch and see. He made a big mistake by frustrating Senator Johnson to die. That was a bigger mistake he made in a political career. The highest political pick he was fortunate to reach is the vice president position. After this, he may not go anywhere anymore. I'm telling you, Newton. So where we need to, what people need to do in the opposition, maybe group of us that from the opposition, I get three things. Point your message very well. Do not be afraid. Push to protect your votes by training pool watchers, committed people, spread it at the very polling places, because this will be a litmus test for 2029. That
yes,
is
litmus test.
So people should do it. Yes, we should do it. And if they lie with me, I can tell the people, Nimba, don't vote for Koga. If you vote for Koga, you will be spending, it is a waste. Koga is already a very problematic person. Today, the issue we face in the House of Representatives was Koga is the chairman of that problem we face. Now, he's a representative. Why you think he should contribute to Nimba a representative that is so that he cannot do, that you want him now to ascend to the area of senator, then you will create another by-election for the government to spend another millions?
Yes.
Why are we worried?
Yes.
And we say we say in our country we don't have money. But if you elect Koga ascend to the level of senator, you will have another by-election in less than 6 months. Another million. So that millions will be of benefit to our people. So
yes.
It's problematic.
When you have 80 to 85% of the population live in abject poverty, they are in extreme poverty. There are people who barely eat a day. Then you have Koga, who is already a representative, and his tenure extends to 2029. Then he wants to go as senator. So just what you said, you saying, William, if he wins, what's going to happen is that there will be a by-election in Nimba County again. So where does the government come from? We're talking about you. Then you say has caught aid and all of that. They still trying to observe that in the next 3 months and all of that 90 days. So now the government is complaining there's no money. So why Koga wins? So where does the government get money from again to go have another by-election? The government will be using millions of dollars. When Liberian people, when the Liberian people doesn't have food to eat, when the Liberian people are struggling, when they are in abject poverty, when their children are not in schools, they're using millions of dollars. It doesn't make sense for me. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to support Samuel Koga. Samuel Koga already has a position. I think that's enough. That's enough.
You are right, my brother Newton. You are right. I think we can look at the next issue that had to do with the ECOWAS communique. Yeah. But like you said, you are definitely right. Then it's where the government comes in. I know maybe one will say, oh, you can stop somebody from participating democratically, but also you have to be wise, looking at the cuts that is happening, and you see for international budgetary support is now lacking. There's so serious one will say weakness on the part of international support for our own budget. It's where government can come in and look, my man, this thing here, there's a need for you to be able to, because like you said, few months from now, we'll be talking about another by-elections if he wins, which I know he will not, but these are not a wise decision economically, especially by a country like Liberia. Already we don't have it. But I think we can transition to the ECOWAS communiques. Over to you, Chief. You turn.
All right. Okay. So just before we go to our next discussion, and today is Friday. Today is the jackpot, the King's Cash giveaway, and the code is *799*25#. That's the code, and we give out $25,000 on the program Face the Issues. That's the cash prize you're going to be receiving if you win. So once again, you can keep playing your stuff, your King's Cash giveaway. At the end of the show, we'll do our draws and have all of your money to your mobile money account. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So let's take a short break. We'll be right back. A very short break. We'll be right back.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. Girl, you can't take care of it. Crime stopper here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a you must for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must take it. I mean you cheche, you wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia. On the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia.
Okay, so let's hold you there. Old Man Sam Sion, Crime Stoppers. Liberia is proud to be associated with Face the Issues. Like we said, we always here to discuss some of those issues that are trending in our country, Liberia, as part of our own responsibility. So we owe this to Liberia, and that's why one of the was it Abraham Lincoln? Yes, former president of the United States said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." And one question I always ask myself, what are you known for? And this question is very essential. Have you asked yourself what you are known for? Have you asked yourself this question? What am I known for? What am I known for in the context? What have you done? What will people miss you for? Yes, it's about patriotism. You have to contribute to your society. So there's our own way of contributing to the society to discuss some of these issues. And we believe that once we discuss the issue, we'll be able to shift our country in the right direction and put our country on the right path and trajectory. So we're here on the program Face the Issue, and we have our diaspora panelists. We have Prince Sherry, we have William Bro. They live on the show tonight. We're here discussing some of those issues. So Prince, are we going to talk about the prophet key, the disqualification of prophet key? Are we talking about the communique, the ECOWAS communique?
Yeah, you know, you're the captain, so it depends on what you want us to talk about. So first.
I think yes, the issue about the prophet will be at the bottom, so we can talk about the ECOWAS communique. So I want to see what I can have it here to read it. Let me see what I can get it. Yeah, but do you have it there with you? You have the communique?
Yes, I do have it. I do have the communique here with me. Let me see here.
So no, I just wanted I want to see what I can get it quickly on Facebook. If you have it there, you can read it out from there. So then we can just begin the discussion from there.
Yeah, I think I have it here. Yeah, admission led back. Okay. Let me just locate it. Yeah, I think I should have it here. Just a minute. Let me locate it.
Yeah. I'm also checking. Let's see.
I'm sorry, but I have it here. I'm gonna say something here. Wait, I see. Okay. Yeah. I think I have. Yeah, I have it here. Yeah, it's right here. I have it right here.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead. You can just read it out. Then we can start the
Okay.
discussion.
So it says, the president of the commission, His Excellency Dr. Uman Ali Toure, acting on the recommendations of the 53rd Ordinary Section of the Mediation and Security Council, that is the MSC, at the ministerial level, held on the 11th of December 2024 in Abuja, Nigeria, deployed a high-level political mission to the Republic of Liberia from the 23rd to the 27th of March 2025. Prof. Ibrahim Gambari, former Under-Secretary General of the United Nations for Political Affairs and Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, led the mission. The mission comprised Mr. Mujamba Danadua, Director of Political Affairs of UNIMOS, representing the Special Representative of the Secretary General of the United Nations and the head of UNIWAS. His Excellency Jos uh, Rubiro Bachman, co-ambassador of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and ECOWAS, and member of the ECOWAS Permanent Representative Committee, that is the PRC. The mission was supported by the technical team led by Her Excellency, Josephine Nkrumah, ECOWAS resident representative in Liberia, Mr. Ebenezer Asedwa, head of democracy and good governance, and Mr. Serginen Momodu Ka, head electoral assistant, Mr. Constant Gonasija, AG, head of mediation and coordination of regional political affairs, a staff member of the Department of Political Affairs, Peace and Security of the ECOWAS Commission. In leading the mission, Prof. Gambari engaged the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Nyuma Boeka, and former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and His Excellency George Manenwia. The mission also met the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Her Excellency Cyril Blesto Nyati, and senior officials of the ministry. Furthermore, the mission held uh, consultations with key stakeholders, including the leadership of the House of Representatives and representatives of the international community on the ongoing impasse in the House of Representatives. The mission noted the positions of the various stakeholders and called on all stakeholders to prioritize Liberia's peace and stability to pave the way for inclusive social economic development and deepening of democracy in the country. In this regard, the mission urges: 1. President Joseph Numa Boeka and his predecessors to work closely together to enhance peace, stability, and development in the country. Number 2, all stakeholders to respect the impending ruling of the Supreme Court. Number 3, all stakeholders to develop a roadmap to promptly end the impasse in the leadership of the House of Representatives. And the last, international stakeholders to support ongoing effort to find lasting solution to the current political impasse in the country. Finally, the mission wishes to assure all stakeholders of ECOWAS enduring commitment to supporting Liberia's in promoting peace, sustainability, development, and good governance. Done at Monrovia this 27th of March 2025. Professor Ibrahim Agabala Gambari. Well, again, fellow Liberians, I'm sorry if you see that maybe the names, if I'll be chapping the name, I'm sorry. Forgive me. But that is the communique from ECOWAS. And
all right, so thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right. So thank you so much. So that's the communique from ECOWAS, and yeah, I few points that are captured from the communique, and one key point that I capture is the point about peace and stability. And this is one thing I always say: without peace, we wouldn't be sitting here tonight to be speaking to thousands of people listening to us without peace. So peace is very essential. Peace is very key. Peace and stability, and that's one of the recommendations of the ECOWAS mission that just visited the country. And the second one, to respect the Supreme Court ruling, is very key. To respect what the Supreme Court ruling, and as part of the recommendations from ECOWAS, they also called on the President Joseph Boakai, to work with his predecessors. Who are predecessors? The past immediate President Weah, and former President and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Because the reason why do you think ECOWAS has to mention the president working with past leaders, his predecessors? Because it's important. President Boakai alone cannot maintain the peace of this country. It's clear. President Boakai alone cannot maintain the peace of the country. He alone can never maintain the peace of this country. He has to work with former President Weah, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. The reason why ECOWAS is recommending this is because these are people who have followers. These are people who have followers. Former President Weah has followers. Former President and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, she has followers. So what if these people are bitter? They say, "Yeah, we'll take our followers to the streets, maybe to protest," and it's going to be a very serious situation, a civil unrest. Yes, which we don't pray for, and we don't call for that. So I just trying to highlight those key points that were raised by the ECOWAS mission. Yes, and that's why they highlighted everything. And the reason why ECOWAS is doing this is because ECOWAS, as a regional body, they want to make sure that all of their member states are peaceful. So that's why the first time ECOWAS came here for mediation, it wasn't fruitful. They went back. They would have decided to say, yes, it's about Liberia, it's not about us. So since we went there and they didn't listen to us, so ECOWAS, at least we are playing our part. We will not go there again. But they said, no, we will still go back there again to talk to them, to speak with different personalities, stakeholders, former presidents, the current leadership, the battle speaker, the majority black speaker. Why do you think those engagements were necessary? All of those engagements were necessary in the spirit of peace. And I can see all of them moving forward to peace. That's why ECOWAS, you think ECOWAS making all of these efforts to make sure, yes, let's go to Liberia. Let's go there. Let's go to talk to the president. Let's go and have meeting with President Weah. Let's go to have meeting with President Sirleaf. Let's go to have meeting with some key stakeholders in the country to make sure that we can be able to find an amicable solution to the situation, the political crisis in our country. So, William.
Yeah, my brother Newton, first of all, it's a big disgrace to the Republic of Liberia to have come from 14 years civil war that ended in 2003, when we were crying for people to come to our aid. And most often from 1990 all the way to 2020. 2003, it was the ECOWAS that have been the advanced team in keeping peace in the country. No one ever thought that after we got through with 2003, any conflict that we have today, ECOWAS coming to keep peace among us because of our ridiculous behavior from quote-unquote honorable people, people who claims, who we refer to them as honorable people. To me, sometimes I feel bad, and it looks somehow disgraceful to the country, because indirectly it's like a war where you have people. It's a chaos. It's a chaos where you have people coming from out of our country coming to negotiate with our lawmakers, to settle issues that you can settle by yourself by law, or because they want to be lawless. And so people coming to settle it, and it cannot be settled easily. It's a shame. It's a disgrace for us. So for me, the ECOWAS, they spoke like diplomats. When diplomatic people are speaking, they are meant. You should look at what was not said, not only what was said, but what wasn't said. Now they made it clear. If you look there, I think they got 3 different recommendations they made. I read communication. The first recommendation, they said they went in orders of importance. The first recommendation that they said the President Bouaka should work alongside the other former presidents. You know what they say for? Because those former presidents have constituents.
Yes,
definitely. That they can control, that could help bring stability in the country. Because you as the president, remember, you know, our people, they sometimes they act like they know, but they know nothing. You are blessed to have 2 former presidents in the country that went through the same place you are at today. Your duty as a president is to be working with these 2 presidents to tap into their knowledge and experience for you to make progress. But guess what? You are not doing that. You are not profiting from those people's knowledge because you are being vindictive. So that what ECOWAS said, work with these people, and then you will have a smooth ride because they will share with you their experiences. The second aspect, they said,
experiences.
If you look at the second recommendation that they talk about, collaborating with, I don't know, various people, like people doing things in a way that they must abide by the Supreme Court ruling. That was there. That was the second recommendation. If you read the communication, So what they were saying is, if you work along with these people, they will share their experience with you. And then you, when the Supreme Court come with a ruling, Mr. President, be willing to abide by the ruling. Because politically you fail. You fail. You see, Bouaka, he wants to act like Madam Ellen Johnson, who took away 2 speakers during her term or 12 years, but he doesn't have the political know-how to take speaker from there. When Ellen was taking speaker, like today, he's talking about only to get 49. Bouaka is unable to get 49 with all his manipulation. He's not in control. A certain president, he's able to control the dynamics politically to get 49 votes, individual on your side, because anything you want to do as a president, even when you're doing that kind of way, you must go by the law, but you use your influence to go by the law to manipulate the process. But he's unable, because to be frank, Bouaka is inept. Let me be bold with you, he's an inept old man who just pretending to know. Then the last aspect of the tell you say, look, work along with people. So the people touch the issues, the orders of importance. And they finish telling you what they got to tell you. We got information. We finish getting sensitive information that after the Supreme Court, after the hearing at the Supreme Court on Wednesday, Mr. Bouaka called one of the justices to a house to discuss issue with them. He and Kofi Wu, they want to manipulate the process. They are asking the judges, the justices, not to come up with ruling to keep the country in a stagnant move, because they still want to accomplish their mission under that kind of myopic arrangement, an evil and criminal arrangement. I think Mr. Bouaka should come to his senses to guide our country in the right direction, because Mr. Bouaka is tripping. Mr. Bouaka need to get a sense of direction for our country to go. We cannot jeopardize our country peace and security for Mr. Boyka. Everybody knows that most of the people, maybe they went for him, but Mr. Boyka should know that we are young people that have our future to protect. So that's it. So we are just into another cycle that the people from ECOWAS made it clear to Mr. Boyka, and hope he can govern and say accordingly. And let me give the caveat. If the Supreme Court comes up with the ruling, and any side of the ruling that they will come up will be, every side should be going to abide by it. But if the Supreme Court say Richard Kuhn, maybe they make it very explicit and say, Richard Kuhn, you are doing things out of the law. We give Richard Kuhn 24 hours to resign. Not resign, sir, because you must be in position before you resign, but to withdraw himself from his illegal speakership and give the rule of law the chance, or else we will mobilize people to march at the Capitol building to demand Richard Kuhn and his group to abide by the law. I think that's the next step. Civil disobedience should be the next step.
Yeah,
I think that's the next step.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, definitely. So, Prince?
Yes, sir.
Prince?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm here.
Can you get me?
Yes, I'm getting you loud and clear.
Can you? You wanna contribute?
Yes, definitely. I said the communique that we read.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, I'm getting you. Hello, you getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting you. But time is running. Also, you can just do your contribution. Can you do it in 5 minutes?
Oh, yes, sure. So as the communique that we read, I must say here that Mr. Boyka must be the dullest 80-year-old man on the planet Earth. For you to work 42 years in a particular area, that is in government, and at the end of the day, for ECOWAS to come and tell you, say, oh man, respect the rule of law, respect the Supreme Court. You must be able to work along with other former leaders. For people from ECOWAS to come and remind you, then it means that Boyka is the dullest man. That Boyka don't know what took us to 14 years. Me, I can say, in fact, 14 more plus years of civil war. These were some of the things that led us to spilling our own blood foolishly. Because there were certain group of people who believe that they will not respect the Supreme Court, they will not respect the rule of law, they will do their own thing. And today, where we find ourselves, almost 300,000 people died because certain group of people say will not respect the rule of law. So for ECOWAS to come and remind you, Mr. Boyka, that you spent 42 years, you say you get experience, is this the experience? This is a disgrace. This is a disgrace. And this is just to tell you that, look, Liberians, we must all be very sober and be very vigilant. Because Dr. Nimba Boyka is intentionally trying to disrupt the peace of our country. And that's why we will mobilize ourselves. That upon the ruling of the Supreme Court, look, any attempt by Mr. Boyka, because we know that he has already started it, any attempt by Mr. Boyka and his cronies to endanger our peace and security, there shall be a mass citizen arrest for Joseph Nimba Boyka and his gangster. Now remember, you must understand this. You know what happened in Kenya. No amount of gun can be able to resist the people's power. No amount of gun. No amount of firing that you think you will fire that will be able to resist the people, you know, willingness to be able to ensure that the right thing is done. So Boyka needs to understand this. And it's sad that ECOWAS will have to remind you that you must work along with your other colleagues. What? Reminding a man of 42 years experience that you must work along with past presidents, even here in the United States where we find ourselves. In order for this country to be what it is and to be a great country, you know what happened? All of these leaders are working together. The last time we saw a photo, you know, of the former president, Barack Obama. We saw a photo of how you call all of these people, Bill Clinton and the rest of it, together. These are things that promote unity. But the communication of ECOWAS, it speaks volume. This is to tell you that politically, we have political instability in Liberia. Politically, we are unstable. So how do you want for investors to come and invest in a country that is completely unstable? How? It's not possible. It's not possible. So the actions of these people are even detriment to even attracting, how you call, investors in Liberia. for ECOWAS to come and tell for the 2-year-old man, say, oh, work along with your friend. Oh, man, you know what happened? Respect the Supreme Court. Oh, man, you know what happened? And be able to work to make sure that your country is secure. Is this not, an insult? You, as the president, you don't know that nothing will progress when there are noise in your backyard. You don't know that? It's a disgrace, man. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace.
So, yeah, you're right, Prince. And this is the president who said during the campaign that he would have even preferred using wheelbarrow. I don't understand the context in which the president was speaking to go to work, but now you find the University of Liberia doesn't have buses to carry students to school, but the president is using millions of dollars to buy 2 armored vehicles. Just a few days ago, students of the Monrovia Consolidated School System were protesting because their teachers abandoned classes. But the president is using millions of United States dollars to buy 2 vehicles. When teachers do not have salaries, when students are protesting, and that's their right, because they have right to education. So if their teachers are sent to home, they are not going to class. So they have to protest, because the reason why those teachers are home, because the government has failed to pay their salaries. All of these things are happening with the current economic situation in our country. The president is still using millions of dollars to buy 2 army vehicles. And there's the very president that said he will use wheelbarrow to go to work, but he's using millions of dollars. So for that, so we go to the line to take calls here.
The number, to the line because Liberians were duped. No man, yeah, so, like the people duped Liberian politically. So let's go to the line. Go to the line.
Let's get your view. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. Our female line is 0777 98 0375. Our WhatsApp line is also here. Let's go to the line. Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, let me say hi to Roy and our brother Sherry. This is Edmond Carr.
Yeah, Edmond, go ahead.
To deliver. It is well said, and when you come to the Nimba County politics, we will ask Ile Gongro to make sure that she do the opposite. Because from even our election commissioner at the time, I don't know whether they are now open campaign, they are using all kinds of words, using divisive policy. So let us be able to come clear to the people of Nimba County.
Okay.
Let us take some of the recalling or some of the Johnson.
All right, thank you. Let's hold you there 1 minute. Good evening.
Hello?
Yep.
Is everyone question?
Go ahead. Are you following the show? Go ahead, make your point 1 minute.
My point is the national Nimba County. If we will take part inside the Congress, if Congress will take part inside.
Who will take part inside? Are you?
We, our party, will take part inside Congress for Democratic.
Yeah, apparently the party is supporting your candidate, so it means definitely you'll take part. All right, thank you. So let's go to the WhatsApp line. And Abraham Corner is on the line. Abi? Abi?
You?
Yeah, Abi, good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's
good evening, my dear brother.
You live? Yes.
Hey, man, I just called to commend these guys, man, William Bro and Prince Sherry. Hey, guys, and then your thanks, man. Your thanks for the topic, man. Look, let me just lay 1 or 2 in there, man. The old man will not work. Old man Baka will not work with his predecessor. It's clear. Since the election, since the next president, we are calling and concede. Has he called president? We are back. No, he would not do it. He feels that he has arrived. The man I just told that people, if even a company to ride, we about to go to work. What kind of car he ride right now? University of Liberia doesn't have no buses. Eh? Talk about high school student was just protesting the other day. Where's the money coming from? So, hey, like what I said, the Liberian people were duped. They were duped. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, AB. Thank you. Let's go to the line. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, what's your name? 1 minute. Go ahead. Let's hear you quickly. 1 minute.
Yeah, this is the voice of Sabu Raska joining you from point 4.
Sabu Raska, go ahead. Go to the point. 1 minute.
Thank you, because I don't think in my mind it would be right for people of Nimba to vote for Honorable Koga. Why am I saying this? The last time I checked, the government report allotted 2 million for this by-election. And this money will be used to pay voluntary teachers that will cause children today to not protest on the street, to cause students to not protest on the street. This money could be used for another purpose to even play a role. So I don't think it will be right for the people of Nimba to vote on Bukoga. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello? Good evening. Oh, like he slipped off the line. Let's go to the Lone Star line. Good evening. I'm okay. What's your name and where do you call from? Josh, go ahead. 1 minute. Let's hear you.
Bro, and the other brother Prince. Let's see for that. Let's see that their support of Nimba County politics. You know what I say? Jeremiah Kun is one of the person that desperate in that Nimba County. And which of course we all pray that either Gongo where should be the person at least that God can put. Because bro, Kimo, even when Coca win, there will be another by-election. And the country don't have money. Everybody going through at this present stage. Right, Nathan?
Yeah.
So we all pray that let's say either Gongo where should be the person at least that God can be able to make for the Nimbaland to vote for her.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. Good evening. Good evening. What's your name?
I'm Dennis.
Dennis, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. 1 minute.
Okay. What on my mind is that Israel election in Nimba County. Jeremiah is so drunk with power to the extent that he can't break success. You want to stop president?
So if our president is obsessed, so don't say he's obsessed with power.
Yeah, because you then you want going and see country, you want to put a support. When you get played, the godfather will stay aside. But you say that you won't carry a candidate from a fair woman should not be a senator for Nimba. Who tell you that? I won't get away in the other parliament. Are you looking down on one for because of what this? Because you want to show up for her, or you want to support you. But if I tell my the president will take the last chance of great one for Joseph Boga, you'll be the one.
Thank you.
If you say that's still a while, you're going to tell him you're coming to each other left. Or you say you woke up there, well, Peter, what's going to don't get one.
Thank you. Let's go to Ishmael. Ishmael Pia is on the line. Ishmael, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, and yeah, hello. Yeah, I want to talk about the election in Nimba and the refusal of Richard Cohn leaving and withdrawing himself from the Speaker office. The election, CDC should make their intention known by telling the people they're supporting the lily. And they should be able to spend on that woman. This election will determine what will happen in 2029. This is a pre-presidential election. CDC should make their intention known now. They shouldn't stay behind anybody. They should make their intention known who they're supporting.
Yeah.
And they should be waiting to spend.
Yeah.
So and we shouldn't say, oh, this person, that person. This is our person we're supporting, and that's it.
All right.
And Richard Cohn, he got nothing to do after the Supreme Court have the ruling. He have no power to say he's not leaving. If he do not leave, it means the executive branch failed to carry on their duty by enforcing the ruling. And the president and the vice president should resign.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pia. We got to hold you there. Your 1 minute is exhausted. Good evening.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Kevin calling from Northern Cyprus.
Yeah, Kevin from Northern Cyprus. Kevin, go ahead. Let's hear you 1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute. I just wanted to talk about the Nimba County by-election. You know, we citizens, we should have put for a candidate, but we didn't do it. because that place is very rich. You have over 300,000 voters, second to Monserrado County. We should have a strong test in this coming election. We need to support, although we don't have a candidate, but we need to support one of the two individuals, either Gongo and the honorable that supported all the Gongo election in the election. So we need to we need to test that ground, and we need to build a strong headquarters there. So that is my little input. Thank you so much.
Kevin, thank you. We appreciate your input. Thank you so much. We appreciate. Let's go to the orange line. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, what's your name?
Yeah, this is UK, calling from Chipen Freeway Drive.
Yeah, Chipen Freeway. Go ahead.
Been known to our, leader, Joseph Boaka, who said that he ought to use wheelbarrow to go to work. It's very exciting, video. It's very exciting the way the way he is going. I want the whole world to see, because these are the people that were, saying all kinds of things about the CDC-led government. So we want the world to look him and the Labrenco to also see his performing and his attitude that he is exhibiting the country. What he is doing is not good for our nation. He must come to himself. We talk about peace. We need peace in our nation. We need stability in our nation. And all these things to his mind. And the warning that was given by ECOWAS and those statements that he gives him, he need to manage the statement and deal with them so that Labro will be on par.
All right, thank you. Let's hold you there. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, what's your name? And where do you call from? Yeah, let's hear you. Go ahead. Make your point.
Yeah, well, I want to say for you guys, this studio and brother from the diaspora is when ECOWAS, so that means that brother that will hit you because this people will agree with the 2 5 years ago. We hit you. That's what we just read you.
So now why you
yeah.
So now why you think
well, brother, get here. Look at it. Man, my friend will see for full cover. They will say, oh, president is a blog when we pass you. My friend will see it. So I mean, if I don't hear it, go on the country. So I mean, you're not here. When we do a message, every time you say your own car part, Jawuki is saying he rescue me. So you, when we people there, then I'll come to go back one again.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Good evening.
Yeah, please, can I end my thought? Our brother went, Edmond.
Edmond, 1 minute. There are a lot of people on the line.
Yeah. But I probably went, you didn't call me. Okay. So as I was saying, so we are appealing to the Nimba County people, please vote for Ide Gonglo, because if you vote for that Koga man, already all of the people that were supporting us in the electoral process, like you say, they were supporting election in Liberia, they have withdrawn all that. We don't have money. If the government was a government that was in the interest of the Liberian people, they should have been supporting an independent person. But if you support Koga, one Koga win the election, will be going for another by election. So that would be wrong on the side of the government. But the government is a heartless government. Okay? You see the vehicle that he brought in? He just reminded us, the man said it cost him to ride wheelbarrow to go to the executive mansion. He could do so. But here we are. What I'm saying was just telling me that if you see in Boaka convoy, every car that in that convoy, every day new car entering that convoy, a very long convoy. This is for old man. According to them, the man already old. He will just be working for the Liberian people. He will be spending on the Liberian people. You see where we are? What are you doing with all our luxury? The man would live in luxury. The man would give our luxury. He was doing some of these things. At least he was doing it in the interest of the Liberian people. He was not doing it like the way you are doing it, President. We are. You have everything to say. Yeah, he brought one more car, open car. He is called for. What I was giving to him by some of his friends, by what they ran and riot. Even the shoe that President we were wearing every time it was up there. One of my friends told me, said, "Emma, you already left this in Liberia. Even a president's shoe, you're putting it on Facebook." But here we are. Oh man, that's going to be spending on your grandchildren. He may use it like people. They will use it to take away 50.
So Edmond, thank you. Your time is exhausted. Good evening. Let's go to the female line. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you for calling. You are going to Township or West Point.
Yeah, go ahead, Mama. You calling from the township of West Point. Go ahead, Mama. Let's hear you 1 minute.
Okay. The election are in Nimba. We want to people important to the campaign and trust the people and go for a full action. Because 2023, the thing I will see in West Point, the people now, they don't say what is. Even 2021, I'm feeding to my person, Excellency Dr. John Manoya. We should keep all of the leadership, we are seeing here in a farm of change everything. The people are betrayed. All in a unity party people. Thank you for my analysis. Thank you, Papa.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Newton, and let me say good evening to everyone there in studio and your listening audience. My name is Ishmael Kumbara, and I call tonight from Painesville.
Yeah, let's hear you, Ishmael.
Yeah, so let me appreciate you guys for the talking points, but my attention actually drawn to the wasteful spending of our resources by the president, Mr. Boaka. And so I thought to add to the many callers and that we can be able to address this issue of wastefulness in our country, wherein students are protesting that their teachers are not having pay, and so they are having a go slow. And so I think in my mind, these things need to be addressed by this government under President Boaka. But unfortunately, he has actually decided to create a country of Boaka tyranny. And so we have to be able to we have to be able to take into consideration that if we are not able to speak out now and then we continue to remain silent, this president is going to create a chaotic scene even when the Supreme Court shall come up with her ruling anytime very soon. And so I just thought to say that this president should be warned. The Liberian people are not stupid, and please, he has to be able to understand that our laws need to be respected. That if the Supreme Court come up this time around to issue a ruling in a deal information issue, he should be able to.
Okay, Ishmael, we got to hold you there. Your time is exhausted. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, what's your name?
Yeah, this is our David. I joined a discussion from Kuminga Market, the legacy of former President Weah.
All right, go ahead. 1 minute. Go to the point.
Yeah, thank you very much. My brother, you see, I don't know who can really approve of most for the president to spend it and who are those that give me advice. Because it's that the whole thing become a stiff corner like rent people. Those are who are the ordinary citizens that voted will not get any reward. But the person who voted for the person rewarding himself with that kind of huge amount of money, he's taking it back for himself. Other people taking it, that decision government, yeah. They vote, the one who voted will still in it. So they watch on get it. When people go for they go restaurant and people were shopping one another. Just to get voter card. People go for the they were fighting one another. Then go take it to vote. So vote that make power for nothing. Then the man, you put a man in care and the man at the what the reward for the ordinary people, the man is rewarding himself. The minister is rewarding themselves. The other person is the father in the back and the 8,000 in the back. Competition government. People are voting for the paper. Hey, you see what's going on? Now, share your ass, President, all the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, what's
good evening to the two panelists on the show.
Yeah.
I think I should start us from calling my customer in this year.
Yeah, go ahead. 1 minute.
Let me appreciate you people for the talking point. I can see people say to President Human Boaka, I will not be taking the hand. They follow up to respect our own leader. You know, our leader is born, is not made. This old man has no integrity at all. The old man at his age to be serving God, knowing God, because you don't know the next life or your son. But he's only like he going on, he's trying to honor the justice system. This is like everything, taking people off standing position. Then a man who gave you the content or the content to you will just or less or something. You two didn't make happy because and who even put the breath that you breathe today go first step one is President we are. You have created enemy shit for it. When see the disgrace yesterday I have people who suffer for you today you in power, you cannot give up, but we sell it to them He said we agree. Everything that we ever said included to the deal, we agree. He got for some of your experience. But look at our country. I look at people who are lying that the owner is working more than President we are. That's a total shame and disgrace to the blind loyalty. I can never be blind in piece of.
Thank you, Mama. Let's hold you there. Let's go to our WhatsApp line. Lawrence is here. Lawrence. Hello, Lawrence.
Hey. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
Oh, fine. This is Lawrence calling you from Minnesota.
Yeah, Lawrence from Minnesota. Yes. Go ahead, Lawrence. Let's hear you.
So firstly, I like to say thanks to Prince and William Grow for your deliberation. I have two issues. I'm sorry the noise in the background because I'm at work right now. Okay. The two issues, one has to do with the luxurious life lived by this 80-year-old man, one, and two, the elections in Nimba County. First of all, Jeremiah Kuhn is a guy, what we call in the Liberian parlance, he lost short cut. Even the Cottington Graduate School that he graduated from, he wasn't going to class, but he used the same shortcut to graduate. All right, so if the opposition does not work, if they don't put their forces or their action together, they're going to cheat over there, they're going to intimidate them, and Koga will win that election. The first thing, I listened to Brock. Brock said that he doesn't trust the people from Nimba County. I agree with you, bro. Number one, Koga should not be issue. It should not be an issue in the election. Koga already has a job. And you talking about an economy that is already going downward. And for every by-election, you will have to spend $2 million. The man has a job. When that man wins the election, we have another vacancy and we have to have another by-election. Do you know that? And the country will be spending that much money a day?
Yeah.
So fill out a position. What kind of people are Liberian that will not be thinking wisely, will create conditions for the hardship for the people continuously? The second thing has to do with this old man that is riding a 2026 Lexus for $400,000. When you go around begging people and say that you don't have money, you need help, then you buy such a vehicle like that for an individual. Imagine the government has just come up with a law to increase taxes from 10% to 12% on the ordinary people, on the poor people. But yet I say you buy such a vehicle for one individual. I mean, man, I don't understand what we're going towards now. What the entire nation is driving towards now. We need to pray for that country, man. So I never say thanks, man.
All right, Lawrence.
Thank you so much for the
Thank
clap.
you. Thank you, Lawrence. Let's hold you there. Let's go to the female line. Good evening.
Good evening, my son. How you doing?
Oh, my Sisi.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Yeah. Thank God. Thank you for the show. Yeah. Why you laughing, my son? Yeah.
I know, Mommy Pepe. I know you coming fire there.
Yeah, my son. No, I want to ask Waka one question, Pacha. I want to ask Waka one question. When Waka was basically saying we were buying user car today, Waka buying how much $1,000 car today, and that way I pay for free. What is problem? What's going on? I want to ask you, how many people get stay with a phone for coming to say President Waka coming? How many people get stay much? Even the flag, get even scared to open Waka to pass. Because when you have a Waka, so I don't work in. And you don't go like that. Taking bulletproof car buying it, what you eat a phone for? Who get that for Waka? I mean, you say the person we are coming the program and say the whole shit can't tell one person we are. But that Waka, give me a bear for the second for President Waka. So what for you say, oh, President Waka coming? Don't work in. And by looking at our for a offering. Now, before you in school, or 3 times for school, time for food, and the people on the street, they carry up. That's why you buy a lot of cars to be in your cover. So that's why not like people your child hand. And my brother just said, who was saying, don't see the problem, listen to my dad. Then men are coming, saying, they be all low. When you put in money, when you pay for a low money, if for all that's why you invested around here, when you pay for your car to you, then I pay people. So you share your eye will say, they say, no, they like you. They make you the one of it. So this won't go on today in the country. But if the cat that crying my daughter to my eye, get it, who don't even know my rescue on the ground. You mean
the phone book. Who get place for phone worker? Me the line the see for 4 hours, but no place I go on here. When I get time for it, they say, but so wicked, evil, and me, the future man. They pack a lower go and lead the people who suffering.
All right, thank you, Mansisi. Thank you, Mansisi. That's all you there. Mansisi, that's all you there. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, what's your name?
This is Asiku Malo, calling my point supermarket international.
Yeah, go ahead. 1 minute. Let's hear you.
Yeah, to the point. Yeah, that about Nimba County election. If at all the CDC, our party, supporting any candidate, whether be either going to go away or anyone, we need to go into that country and establish a real base in that country. Because the downfall of this young man who got with the wrath of the election. Because the Nimba, they already get qualms against it, and it will be expressed at the battle bar. And no, hey, wake up now and say he's supporting Coca, don't want the body. Just wait and see. Or if you even stay either go away and Coca no matter either go away. Why are you coming for Coca where Coca already gets a job to go back to back election? They show no sense. That is the money and then they all protect our body bar our food in our country. Thank you for putting me in the talk.
All right, thank you. Good evening.
Yeah.
What's your name and where do you call from?
Emmanuel Bwaka calling for this one. I'm at the point.
Emmanuel Bwaka, go ahead, go to the point. 1 minute. Emmanuel, please leave away from the radio. I'm getting a terrible feedback. Or else I cut you off.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. I think it's much better now. Go ahead.
Yeah. The reason to talk about the car, see a convoy be passing, nobody can look at the convoy. So he buy the car now, so if people want to see the car.
That's why he buy the car for?
Yeah, because the convoy passing, nobody can stay there. The way president where is to be passing, people waving, not the car, please. So now the car, people visit, go on the road to go see the car.
All right, bro. Thank you. Good evening.
Okay. This is James Labra, and I call you from Westman tonight.
James Labra, go ahead. 1 minute.
Let me say hi to Prince Sharif, one of the men I follow online too. And let me say hi to the most powerful man too in France, William Bro. How are you, sir? You see the issue of Prince Johnson, and sorry to say that Nimba election is that. I just want to tell the people there that please let us put aside this too much travel politics or discriminations within ourselves. It's not good. If the man or man is capable of producing, it's like him. If the kill man is capable of producing, it's like him. And also, I don't know, two persons, Jeremiah Kuhn and Tanda Koga, before he died. So your people don't look at all these things. The people are not in your favor. They are fooling you guys because they want your vote. So be wise and make the right choice. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Yes, Pastor.
Hello.
Hello, please leave away from the receiver as I cut you. You are the final caller. Yeah, go ahead. 1 minute. You are the final caller here tonight.
Thank you very much, my brother, for taking me the final caller. I have few points to raise. One has to do with Sam Cook and that of Jeremiah Himopasela Kuhn. Jeremiah Kuhn knows very well the country is stranded. It is stranded. We don't have money. Then Jeremiah Kuhn telling us to vote Sam Cook. Now come back to Sam Cook issue. Sam Cook is a lawmaker in Nimba that doesn't respect the rules of law. So we can carry somebody in the day in the House of Representatives, we carry in the House of Senate. Does that make any sense? One. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. You need to get 1 minute, your time of feeling that minute, your time.
Yeah. Sam Cook doesn't respect the rules of law. So the people of the House of Senate don't want people who don't respect. The House of Senate is a House of Elder. We don't want every responsible boy and Sam Cook is a boy. It's a boy. Because honorable people are supposed to do the honorable thing. Sam Cook is a boy. and very respectful. We for Nimba County will not put a irresponsible ball and Thank you very much.
All right, so that's it. And the course section is concluded already. We'll go now over to William Bro and Prince Sherry for their parting comments. William?
Yeah.
William?
Yeah. Are you getting me?
Yeah. So let me bring. Yes. Yeah. I think I can get you. I'm getting you.
Okay.
So,
What? You wanted to bring Prince first, or you want me to go?
Out of you.
Okay, let me just go through immediately then Prince, because I see he's very, very occupied right now. But let me go through. Let me say, I want to thank all of the callers. They did well. Their calls were very meaningful. And one of the callers said something that was very important. It was Mr. Atim Pierre. Mr. Pierre, he said that if the Supreme Court rules, for example, in favor of POFA, and probably it is not implemented, which will prompt maybe citizen action, then it means the executive is conniving, or is clear that the executive is in support of the lawlessness. And that's true, because the three branches of government have separate functions. The judiciary interprets the law, and then the executive enforces the law. So if the judiciary interprets the law and the executive refuses to what we call enforce the law, then that means they are in collaboration with that. So it warrants even the resignation of Baka and Jeremiah Kun with a massive protest. So hope that was a brilliant point in the call. And one thing I want to make clear here is that I want to urge our people about the CDC $1 our rally concerning fundraising for our tax. You pay your due, your meeting due. I want to make that clear today that we should pay our due. We also, if that will be on April 12th, I also want to say to you that we are in Europe, we'll be gathering in the Netherlands to pay, to raise funds to support our political party. So we'll be in the Netherlands on April 12th, raising funds on behalf of our party. So it will be happening simultaneously. Another event will be in Liberia, which will be on April 12th. And we too in Europe will be gathering in the Netherlands for the April 12th program. So we urge every one of us that are in the diaspora that are in Europe to gather in the Netherlands. If you want to get the address, you call me. You contact me through my Facebook or WhatsApp or any of the chat rooms that we are connected in, and then I'll give you the address. I want to say thank you so much. You know, one thing somebody raised a point about CDC putting our candidate in Nimba. You know, in politics, there are many ways you can contest elections. The same way people can trust you to pass your vote through you, although they are not, it's not them directly. Political institutions too can do the same. So there are many ways to win elections in political contestation. So we want to urge our people, where you will see many of our people going, no matter who will win, an opposition candidate will be the best candidate for our country, but not to make Samuel Koga to come to the House of Senate. He's already a representative. He already caused disaster at the House of Representatives. Actually, do you want him to cause another disaster at the House of Senate? I challenge you, immediately Koga enter the House of Senate, Yomi Kanga will be going out. Because he will collaborate, you know, the empower struggle, he will collaborate the same formula he applied at the House of Representatives. He will carry at the House of Senate, invest in a few months or 1 year time. You will just say Yomi Kanga out of the Senate pro tem position. He will be seeking for another person. So you don't bring trouble, you don't transfer troublemaker from the lower to elevate trouble to another. That's one thing. And the second aspect is that you'll be creating another space for by-election in our country, that another money will be going there. So I don't think it is necessary when we are looking for money. So I want to say thanks to all of you. We will always come to grace the occasion. I want to say thanks to Tisha Light and the King's FM family, my revolutionary salute to our leader, the standard bearer, the president, and my own brother here, Prince Sherif, and you, my own brother, Newton. I want to say my love and respect. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, William. So, Prince?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm here.
So let me just use this time to say thank you for giving us the opportunity. To the many listeners, the many contributors, we want to say thank you all very, very kindly for what you continue to do in making sure that our democracy is kept intact. Thank you so very kindly. Let's not give up. There is light, at the end of this particular horrible tunnel. There is light. But I want to say that it is not surprising to see an 80-year-old man taking opulence left star over the bread and butter issue of the Liberian people. It is unfortunate. But again, we say to the Liberian people that this is who Mr. Boyka is. This man openly told you that he has lived all of his life, he has lived to only be a liability and not to be one that will contribute. Today, this is what we are seeing. Somebody who squandered your opportunity 12 years. This man said he squandered your opportunity. Today, again, look at what we are seeing. JFK, as I speak to you, there are some departments that are not even functional. But Joseph Numa Boyka is brave enough to support his opponent Lester to buy almost $1 million car, while JFK is without vehicle to transport our healthcare workers. While the University of Liberia is without vehicle and is in a deplorable condition. As we speak to you, public school teachers are not even going to school. But Joseph Numa Boyka is brave enough to be able to, support his opponent's left side. Look at the one as I speak. They shoot out the phone the $800 and something shoe. Can you imagine? One thing I know in Liberia is that the older our people become, is the less, their appetite for this kind of big living, that kind of fabulous lifestyle, they can diminish. But they are all now their age, he said, well, he want John Bia $800 shoe, you calculate in Liberian dollars are good money. But again, all we can say to Liberia is that let us continue to keep this particular breakout feet to the fire, and let us also listen to the Supreme Court. Once the ruling is out, we can assure Mr. Boyka that any attempt for him to do anything out of the way, there will be a mass citizen legal action against his behavior, against his tyrannic behavior. We want to say to Liberia, continue to speak out, even though we know the bread and butter issue. This government have left it and decided to wobble and, include themselves in corruption. But we believe that all is now lost. And continue to support the agenda for a better Liberia under His Excellency President Dr. George Manabuya. My brother Milton, thank you for giving me the opportunity and to teach your light. I am grateful for such an opportunity. And we will continue the discussion under the Palava Hut. Thank you, my brother.
Okay, so thank you so much. That's all of the time we have here today. Many thanks to William Bro and Prince Sherry living here and giving their own understanding about the situation in Liberia, quote unquote, the different issues that we discussed. They communicate from the ECOWAS Commission that visited Liberia. They also talked about the Nimba County election. So thanks to all of you. But remember that all power is inherent in the people. So the government is not more than the people. The people have the power. Article 1 of the Constitution. All power is inherent in the people. All free government are instituted by the authority. So they have the right to alter. So that's the power they have. The first article. So the people have the power. So when the people when they get angry, they have the right to remove you. The Constitution gave them the power. But sometimes when people get obsessed with power, sometimes they choose ego. They become more egocentric than patriotic. So because they have personal benefit, they are eyeing something that is going to benefit as an individual, but they're not looking at what's going to benefit the country or its citizens in general. Thanks for being there. My name is Newton Tupa. I hope to catch you another time, my God's willing. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for the listening. Bye-bye.
Broadcasting live and flash from Monrovia, Liberia. As always, beat up music, LIB crew. DJ on the turntable. Energy, Hassan, 88.5 begin.
Turn your radio on.
Turn it up.
Turn your radio up. We got the tracks right here that make y'all want
shake that to my yeah. Smile and wave your hands in the air. Boogie down from the country to the town. We got that brand new sound. It's going down.
Fatuma said them they go. Massa go by here.
88.5.
Alice, throw away your malice. You are for member.